morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Rollins, and this is News Now. We continue to follow breaking news. A 4.1 magnitude earthquake hitting Tennessee, but it rattled the southeast. Alex Forbes, we are getting so many calls into our newsroom right now. A lot of questions, a lot of comments. Everyone, it seems like, felt this if you were in North Georgia or Tennessee, or even South Carolina, North Carolina. It's been felt everywhere. Kim from Canton, though, is wondering, are there more coming?
Yeah, so great question when it comes to earthquakes, right? You get the first one, and then it's like, oh, well, are we done? Well, it's impossible to know for sure. Let me say that first and foremost. However, typically, whenever we see an earthquake of this magnitude in this region of the world, we do not see aftershocks at a magnitude larger than this. So is an aftershock of a 1 point something possible? Yes. Is an aftershock of a 2 point something possible? Much less likely than a 1 something, but still possible nonetheless. Okay, here's what happened at 9:04 this morning, just south of Knoxville, Tennessee. This was about 30 miles south of Knoxville, about 125 miles north of Atlanta, really close to the city of Tallahassee, Tennessee. That is where the 4.1 earthquake happened. It was initially reported as a 3.5, upgraded to a 4.1 shortly after, and we felt it here in the metro, no doubt. As Elizabeth alluded to, our phones were ringing off the hook in the newsroom. Facebook comments lit up, Twitter comments, Instagram comments, and as we take a look at the shake map now, you are going to see a line that matches up quite nicely with the calls that we're getting, all right? So here's the center of your earthquake. There's Knoxville, Tennessee. Here's Interstate 75 going down to Chattanooga, all right? So, of course, closest to the center is where it was most intense. So we'll say from Knoxville down to, say, the Murphy, North Carolina area. So that area right in there was where it was the most intense. But generally speaking, following this blue line right here, which does come through Cherokee County, North Fulton, Gwinnett, and then up towards the Greenville area, is where a noticeable boom and noticeable shaking happened, right? So people in Gainesville felt it, people in Cumming, people in Canton, people in Dalton, over towards Blue Ridge, over towards Clayton, over towards Helen, all felt it at a pretty good clip. Now, if you were in those spots in this area, as I mentioned, you felt it, but it was not quite as strong down to the south. I was just talking to Tanya, who works over in our assignment desk. We've gotten calls as far south as Peachtree City. So what you felt in Peachtree City is not equivalent to what you felt in Canton or in Cumming or in Alpharetta. And what you felt in those areas, Cherokee, Forsyth, Hall counties, was not equivalent to what you felt up along the Tennessee-North Carolina state line. So there you have it, a magnitude 4.1 earthquake. Elizabeth, it's very rare that we see these, at least in Tennessee and North Carolina, but nonetheless it happened this morning. And to answer that question about aftershocks, it's possible, but it would likely be at a lower magnitude of what we saw now, and it would be an exponential scale, right? So a 0.5 or a 1.0 magnitude earthquake would be much more likely than, say, a 2.5 or a 3 after this.
Thanks so much, Alex Forbes. We'll continue to follow up throughout the day. Again, many of you calling into our newsroom, sending